Hi everybody, this is Mrs. Piper, and I am going to walk you through the first few steps of this assignment before I let you add the objects at your own discretion. But to get you to the first or through the first steps, I'm going to begin with what we need for this assignment. You will be using your 9x12 paper, and that can be, you can draw directly into your drawing tablet if you would like, or you can tear one of the sheets out. It's totally up to you. I have a single sheet flat on my table. You'll also need your ruler and your regular number 2 pencil. You will need an eraser, so if your pencil doesn't have your eraser on it, you will want to go ahead and get that out of your art supply pack. So, we know that we're working with 1-point perspective for this assignment, so the very first thing we need to do is establish a horizon line. Now, for this horizon line, I'm going to want to make sure that you put it in a place that will maximize the later stages of this assignment. So, I'm going to instruct you to put your horizon line approximately 4 inches down from the top. So I'm going to lay my ruler down on the side. I'm going to find the 4-inch mark, and I'm going to put a little nick in the paper, a little mark. I'm going to slide my ruler over to the other side, and I'm going to put a little nick or a little mark in my paper so that when I draw my horizon line, I know that it is parallel to the picture plane. In other words, it is going straight across. Now, for this first stage, make sure you do not press hard. You're going to end up erasing many of these lines. I'm going to draw hard enough to hopefully allow you to see the line. That one doesn't actually look dark enough. So I'm going to go over it again. So for this videotape, I am making the marks fairly dark, but for your assignment, you're going to want to make these very light. You can always go back over them later on to darken up the lines that you want to keep. Okay? So, we have our horizon line. So we know in our environment that this would be everything above eye level, and this will be everything below. Okay? So the next stage you want to do is put in your vanishing point. Now remember, your vanishing point can lay anywhere on the horizon line. It can be off the picture plane, or it can be smack dab in the middle, or it can be over to one of the sides. I am going to have you place it in the middle because it will make the later parts of the assignment a little bit easier. If you want to scooch it over a little bit, you can. I'm not going to sit there and measure your paper and say, oh, it wasn't in the middle. But we know that this paper is 12 inches, so we know that the halfway mark would be at 6. So I'm going to put my vanishing point right there, right in the middle. Again, yours does not have to be, but it'll make it easier if you just kind of follow along. Now, for the next stage, I'm going to be marking the bottom of my composition so that I can make a ground. Now, you can see that my paper is 12 inches long, and I'm going to put a dot or a mark every 2 inches. So I'm going to mark my paper at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and of course 12 and 0 were on the corners. Okay? Now, for the next stage, I am going to be drawing the orthogonal lines that are going to make up the ground of my composition. Again, orthogonal lines are lines that are parallel to one another, going back in space. So we know that our orthogonal lines are going to go to the vanishing point. So I'm going to attach my ruler or touch it to the vanishing point, and then I'm going to start at the corner. And I'm going to make a line to the corner. I'm going to keep my pencil on that vanishing point so that as I pivot my ruler, it remains on that vanishing point, and then I'm going to draw my next line. Remember, you're going to draw these lines lightly. I'm drawing them a little bit darker so that you can see them in the video. Notice how all of these lines go to the vanishing point and they go to the marks that I've made along the bottom of my page. So I'm going to pause here after I review what we have done. The very first thing we have done is we've turned our paper in a horizontal format. That means it's laying down. We have our ruler. We have measured 4 inches down from the top, made a mark. We've measured 4 inches down from the top, we've made a mark, and we've drawn our horizon line across our composition. We have then taken the bottom of our paper and we have laid our ruler down, and we have marked it every 2 inches. So we've marked it at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and of course 12, and 0 were our corners. We then drew lines from each of these markings to the vanishing point. So we have our orthogonal lines drawn in to create the ground plane of our composition. I'm going to pause there and give you an opportunity to work on these first steps of our composition. Thank you, and I'll see you for the next stage in just a little while.